let's say you're not at school, you're at home, you're having trouble figuring out issues with place value. So you could just draw yourself a little place value chart. Remember that everything is in groups of 3. Those are the periods. So I've done 3 in blue, 3 in red, and 3 in green. And then if you really need the extra help, you can label each of the place values. So I know this is my 1s, 10s, and 100s. And remember that pattern repeats, 1, 10, 100, 1, 10, 100, over and over and over, except I just get bigger. So here I actually have I call it 1000s because it goes with the pattern, but technically it's just called the thousands. Then we have our 10,000 and 100,000. And really that's all you need for 4th grade, but we can go even higher and go to our million, same pattern, 10 million. And what would be next? You got it, 100 million. Ooh, and I can't even fit in there. Okay, so let's say you're looking at your textbook, you're doing some homework, and you're given a large number. Let's say 421,042. And if you needed help reading those numbers, remember we read them by the period. So all you have to know how to do is read a 3-digit number. So if I said, what does that say? You probably know 421. But since we have this comma, that means we have 421,000. And then I read the last 3 together, 42, as if they were by themselves. So again, I would just say 421,042. Now let's say you were asked what the value of those are. I'll put my comma back. And that part is tricky, or expanded form, which can also be very, very tricky. So you have your chart you've made on scratch paper or whiteboard. You plug the numbers into all the place values. Now let's find the value. So I like to kind of extend this down so I can figure out my values. So start with the 1s. It says I have 2 1s. So simple. 1, 2. I can put the value way at the bottom. The value of 2 1s is simply 2. And I have 4 in the tens place. So we know that's not worth 4 because it's 4 10s. And 4 10s, its combined value is 40. You could also say I have 4 10s. And over here I have 2 1s. Now in the hundreds I have nothing. So there is no value. Its value is 0. I go to thousands. It says I have 1,000. So I write it once. And its value right underneath. Then I have 2 10,000s. Remember, 10,000 is where kids always get confused, but don't let it confuse you. It's 10,000s. So we know how to write 10. And we know that just putting 3 more zeros makes 1,000. So I have 10,000. But in my number it says I have 2 of them. So if I count by 10, 10, 20, it means I have 20,000. And finally I have my 100,000. It says I have 4. Again, this is a number that often tricks 4th graders, but I tell them, it's just 100. You know how to write 100. What do we do to make anything say 1,000? We just put 3 more zeros on it. So don't let it confuse you. There's 5 total, but that's because I have to first write 100 and then add those, put 3 zeros to make it 100,000. And I ran out of space, but that's okay. So I have 4 of them. So if I count by 100, 100, 200, 300, 400, the value of that 4 is actually 400,000. Now here's what's really cool. It's a cool trick if you're making yourself a place value chart and you want the expanded form. Well, if you put all your values at the bottom and just put plus signs in between, you all of a sudden automatically have expanded form right there. So it'd be 400,000 plus 20,000 plus 1,000 plus, normally expanded form, if a number has no value, you just skip it. So it'd be 1,000 plus 40 plus 2. And there you have it. A little sloppy but helpful video on place value.